going to work with today. This is a beautiful brown agate. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. As usual, these are the tools that we'll be using, just the basics. We may incorporate a different one throughout the video, but I'll let you know. The wires for this project we're going to be using are 24 gauge round wire and 20 gauge round silver colored wire. See, our stone measures about 2.5 centimeters long and just shy of 2 centimeters wide. So that's about 1 inch if you want to use inches instead of centimeters. Okay, let's start by measuring our wire. I think I'm going to take about, as usual, about 1 foot. And go ahead and cut. So I've gone ahead and pre-cut 3 strips of the 20 gauge wire. 2 of them are 12 inches in length, and I left one longer because I think I have an idea for it. So this one is 16 inches. The other 2, 12 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and straighten our wire, make sure it's nice and straight without any bends or kinks. All right, and you remember when I said I made one 16 inch and the other 2 12? Okay, so that 16 inch one I have in the middle. That's gonna be my middle one. And on the ends, you can see they're all lined up, okay? So now we're gonna find the center. So the center for all 3 wires as they're put together would be around 6 inches, okay? So you grab your wire in the center there. To make it easier, sometimes I like to just mark it with a Sharpie so I can know where the center is, so I don't have to hold it all the time. It's easily erasable with your finger, or as we're manipulating the wire, it'll get erased anyway. And now we prepare our weaving wire. Go ahead and get all the kinks out of it, make it straight. Grab about 1 inch tail as usual, and I like to fold it over like that just to get it started. Now I'm cutting about 8 inches. Take this little curve that you made, or that I've made, and wrap it. It's going to be your weaving wire. Hold it around the 3 wires and wrap. Tight little wraps around. Make sure they're nice and neat and aligned. About every 4 or 5 wraps or so, you want to take your pliers here and press down. All right, make sure your wraps are neat. Okay, continue wrapping. I've gone ahead and wrapped my weave around until I reached 1 centimeter. About 1 centimeter should be fine. Let's not cut that tail just yet because I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. But as usual, you need to find the outside where you're going to have your stone, on the inside or the outside. Find which side is going to be your outside, and whatever side is your inside, this is how you finish this little point tail. Let it be on the inside so it won't be showing. Okay, go ahead and grab our stone. Take your wires. Let's move that little tail out the way there. And the weave that you just made is going to be at the bottom of your cabochon. And you want to hold the cabochon and the wire at the same time. Try to find the center of the weave and just wrap. So you're basically, well, not wrapping, you're just bending your wire to form the frame that goes around your cabochon. Okay, this is what it looks like here. Just want to have that shape there. And once you have your shape, you can go ahead and pinch the tips together, and then you can remove your cabochon, and there you'll have your form. Now it's time to start to form our bail at the neck here. This is called the neck. Anyway, I'm going to leave my wire on the spool, or you know, if you don't want to do that, you think it's too cluttered or whatever, you can just cut some of the wire off. But the thing with that is you don't know exactly how much you're going to need. That's why I generally leave it on the spool. But let's just say, all right, let's just say I'm going to cut maybe 2 feet, 24 inches. Okay, I've cut 24 inches. That may be a bit too much. I don't know, but it's better to have more than enough than not enough, because it's going to be kind of difficult to go back and fix your work if you don't have enough wire. If you're intermediate, or even sometimes the professional rappers, sometimes they have trouble going back to fix things. So you may say, wow, 24 inches, that's a lot. That's the reason I cut 24 inches. Okay, so we go ahead and grab our framed wire, grab it at the neck here, the neck, and your wrapping wire, again, get about 1 inch, hold over the tip, and hold. It's kind of awkward for me to start because most people are right-handed and I'm left-handed, so that's why it may look kind of awkward for me sometimes. So you'll go ahead and keep wrapping. Make sure that you're doing little tight wraps around the neck. Make sure that your wire, as you're wrapping, is lying next to the previous wrap neatly. Keep wrapping around. This is how we're going to form our bail. And what's a bail? That round part that your necklace goes through. All right, keep wrapping. Wrap until you get about 1/2 centimeter up the neck. Okay, so then you take your wires and start to separate them 2 at a time. So we have, oh, don't forget the long one. You're gonna move that one out the way. Let's just move that toward the front, but out of the way of the others. So bend your other wires 2 at a time, 2 at a time. It's gonna be odd because you have this long one here and the short one here doesn't have a mate, but that's all right. The long one is going to be in the front. All right, so it looks kind of discombobulated, but we got 2, 1 in the back, 1 in the front, the long one. Let's go ahead and grab our cabochon, place it back in the frame. This is what you should have already, or what it should look like a little bit. Okay, go ahead and put down your cabochon. We were just checking to make sure it still fit. Okay, so you continue to wrap your weave around the very back wire. The very back wire. Continue wrapping. Wrap tightly. It's easier to twist your wire than to try to twist. I'm sorry, it's easier to twist the frame instead of trying to twist the wire. I know it's a bit awkward with all these wires hanging out, but I promise we're going to fix it soon. Just keep twisting your wire to make your bail. Generally, I'll have a double wired bail, but this time we're going to have a single wire. I tend to wrap my bail until it gets about an inch long. You can see we still have a few more wraps to go. Okay, I successfully wrapped the bail for about an inch. Okay, you remember this little tip here that we made? All right, so this tip, I usually finish it by using the tuck method. Some people cut it and just press down. Okay, but I find that over time it starts to unravel and become scratchy. So I like to use my needle nose pliers and tuck it inside the frame. Just tuck it in there, tuck it away, and it will stay in there and it won't be scratchy. It's a good finish there. Okay. If you rub your finger after the tuck, if you come to the front and rub your finger across, you may feel that little pokey part that you just tucked inside. So here is where you just grab your pliers and snip very close. Get in there, and just snip that little puppy. All right, let's go ahead and pick up our cabochon. Go ahead and place it back in the frame. There. Should fit snugly there. Turn it over the back and hold your entire frame in the bail, the frame and the cabochon together, and you find the very back wire and kind of like separate it there. Pull. You can do it with your plier or you can do it with your nail. I tend to do it with my nail because it's a bit easier and less scratchy for the wire. So you go ahead and make that indentation like that, the very back wire, and then you go and do the same for the other side. Find the very back wire, and just pull it apart a little bit. And basically you're making your frame, you're making it so the cabochon will stay. It won't fall out the back. All right? So far, this is what it should look like. All right? Then you go to the top and you do kind of like the same thing up here. And you're just going to be pinching these two together a little bit. Hold your finger right here so these two wires don't move. So hold right here, pinch. And that's what you got here. And that's securing your cabochon in the frame. It won't fall out the back. It'll still fall out the front, but we're gonna fix that. Just a moment. Okay, so now it's time to form our bail. All right, I'm going to use bail making pliers, stepped bail making pliers, at step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in this case, I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be using the third one here. Matter of fact, I'm going to use the fourth one here. So from the back, you put your pliers there. You bend your wire forward, and then you come around the top, and you make that curve around, and then you finish like that. And there you formed your bail. Okay, just fix it to the shape that you want it to look like. And that's how I want mine to look. All right, so you remember all these wires that we left hanging out, especially this super long 24-inch one? This is where we use it to finish wrapping our bail. That way it'll secure the bail to the frame. So you continue your wraps. Hold the bail there and continue wrapping. Wrapping around the entire bail, the entire frame. Neat wraps. That is just securing the veil. See, now it can't go anywhere. Just wrap it a few more times. Okay, now this really long wire in the front here, we still haven't cut this wire yet, this long wrapping weaving wire, because I think we're going to use it to finish our wire here in the back. All right, I think I'm going to make a swing it to the side here and make a little wave. Yeah, let's make some waves. I think that looks cool. Just make some little designs on the front here. Maybe have a little wave like that. How do you think that looks? I think, let's see. No, I'm not liking that. Let's just go ahead and continue with that wave look there. And then pull the wire over to the side here. Bring this back around. Have some funky looking design here. Abstract is the word. And then wave it back around. And then, yeah, curve it. Hey, I'm just going off the top of my head here. You know, something different that I haven't done before. Who knows how it'll turn out, but we're doing this together, right? That's what matters. Actually, I don't really like that, so let's undo that. Let's twist these two wires here together. See how that comes out. Let's twist and twist, twist and twist. This is something that I've never tried before, so here goes nothing. And now we're going to swoop it over to the side here. and have it looking like that. Let's give it a few more twists. Told you I was abstract. All right, you may not like this style. You don't even have to do your wire if you don't want to, like this. But I'm just trying something different. Something that I've never tried before. It may come out well, it may not. That's the beauty of being an artist. You don't always plan what you create. Sometimes it's an inspiration, or sometimes it comes out of mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are your best work. So I think that looks fine. Let's wrap it around the back here. Bring it around the back. And there we go. So far, it looks okay. What do you think, guys? All right. All right. So on the back here, we have this, and we still have that wire from the bail. And I think we're going to use that wire to hold this wire, these three wires down so they don't go anywhere. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead and fold up like that. And then let's go ahead and snip these. Grab our flush cutters, and we're going to snip it right here. That way you hold. Remember, when you snip, you hold your ends so they don't fly. All right? And you just let them fall. So we didn't snip all the way down here because I want to have this end, these ends here, so we can curve them around so they won't be pointy up against someone's chest if they're wearing this as a pendant. Here we go. Flatten it. All right, so that's the back. Okay, eventually we're going to cut this, so don't worry about it, but I'm not going to cut it now because I don't know if I'm going to need it. All right, so back towards the front. And this is what we have so far. What are we going to do with these two wires, guys? Let me figure it out. Okay, as it turns out, we really did not need this extra wire down here from when we initially wrapped our weaving wire. So I'm going to take this piece here and just snip and leave a little bit there just so you can tuck it in and it won't be hanging out. So you just take your wires and your pliers and just fold it in, tuck, and there you go. It's not sticking out, and it won't be sticking in anyone. Okay, no sharp ends at all. For these two wires, I think we're just gonna bring them close to the body and just make a curve like that. Yeah, maybe bring that weight, make it like a wave. I don't know, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here, guys. Let's see. Nah, I don't like that. Let's just take that back. And go ahead and straighten all the wires again. You can use your nylon pliers to straighten your wire, or you can use your fingers like this. Alright, so I've straightened back the wires, And you know what? I think I'm going to twist these two also. Just go with the flow of this one here. All right, guys, so I ended up twisting these two wires here and then untwisting it because I didn't like how it looked. So I straightened out the wire again, and this one stayed wrinkly because I'm gonna just snip it away. All right, I couldn't come up with an idea, so I'm just gonna take that part away there. So I came with the other wire around the back, and as you can see, it's going through the bottom of the frame here and around the front. So I pulled the wire through here with the pliers. Just pulled it through, and that's it. So that's why you see it sticking out of there like that. And now I think I'm just going to shape it to let it flow with these wires here. And just take it around the top here, take it around the back, there, like that, wrap it around there, and I guess we're gonna go with that. Go ahead and give yourself another wrap just to secure it. Always end your wraps in the back. So instead of snipping this, I'm just going to curl it, so there are no sharp ends. I like curling away sharp ends, and it'll be just tucked on the side there. And this piece right here, just cut that away, and right there, and then your weaving wire goes around that also, and back around your entire top. And you just bring it to the back and go ahead and grab your snips and cut off that wire there. Like that. And then this little piece here, I guess you can just tuck it so it won't be sticking out and sticking in anyone's chest. Alright, so it didn't turn out the way I originally had it in my mind, but it still came out nicely. I mean, you can edit your design to make it look how you want it to look. I'm basically just showing you, different ways that you can wrap a cabochon. And there we have it.